Today on MTG Unpacked, we're taking a look at the most recent Magic the Gathering starter kit for 2022. Supposedly the best way to learn to play. So let's see, we've got 2 decks. What else we get here? So a Magic Play Guide. You get some codes to unlock the decks in MTG Arena. That's pretty cool. And 2 deck boxes. So this is really, if you want to start playing from nothing, this is the way to go. I've actually been doing these the past couple of years and they're pretty good, I must say. Just really start you off with some really basic mechanics, and the codes for MTG Arena are pretty cool as well. So we'll take a look at the play guide later. You get the 2 really basic deck boxes here. And let's get into this. So these go for about $10 to $12 US. So pretty reasonably priced. You can get them either online, local game stores, or stores like Walmart and Target. Okay, so we've got these foil cards here. Starting off with Thundering Raiju, Creature Spirit, 3/3 for 4. Has haste. Whenever it attacks, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. And then it deals X damage to each opponent, where X is the number of modified creatures you control other than Thundering Raiju. And it tells you that equipment auras you control and counters are modifications. And we get another foil here, so I'm guessing this is for one deck and this is for the other one. Welcoming Vampire, another foil, yep. Creature Vampire, 2/3 for 3 with flying. Whenever one or more other creatures with power 2 or less enter the battlefield under your control, draw a card. This ability triggers only once each turn. And we've got some flavor text here. From the moment they arrived, wedding guests were met with a pageant of wealth and excess. Okay, so we'll set those aside. Let's get into the white deck first. And the codes will be in this video, so keep your eyes peeled. So yeah, we'll set that one aside once we've gone through the deck. So this deck here is white. Is it going to be 2 color or maybe just a single color? Okay. So we have Extraction Specialist, Creature Human Rogue, 3/2 for 3 with lifelink. When it enters the battlefield, return target creature card with mana value 2 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. That creature can't attack or block for as long as you control Extraction Specialist. So the mana value is what you get by adding up everything in the top there. So this would have a mana value of 3. Next we have another rare. So the yellow there indicates rare. Dream Shackle Geist, Creature Spirit, 3/1 for 3. Flying. At the beginning of combat on your turn, choose up to 1. Tap target creature, or target creature doesn't untap during its controller's next untap step. So we have a white and blue deck. Oh, this is a nice one. Hullbreaker Horror. Creature Kraken Horror, 7/8 for 7 with flash. This spell can't be countered. And whenever you cast the spell, choose up to 1. Return target spell you don't control to its owner's hand, or return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. Okay, so Consuming Tide up next. Sorcery for 4. Another rare. Each player chooses a non-land permanent they control. Return all non-land permanents not chosen this way to their owner's hands. Then you draw a card for each opponent who has more cards in their hand than you. So really you're just going to be playing against one opponent with these, but in theory you could use these in other decks. We've got Unholy Efficient, Creature Vampire Cleric, 1/2 for a single white with Vigilance for 4 and a white. Put a +1/+1 counter on Unholy Efficient. Alright, so you do get multiple copies, so 2 of those. Backup Agent, Creature Human Citizen, 1/1 for 2. When it enters the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. So pumping up creatures, we have 3 of those guys. Wretched Throng, Creature Zombie Horror, 2/1 for 2. So when it dies, you may search your library for a card named Wretched Throng, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle. And we got 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so 4 cards is a complete playset. Inspiring Overseer, Creature Angel Cleric, 2/1 for 3 with flying. So when it enters battlefield, you gain 1 life and draw a card. Okay, so we have some flying creatures. That's cool. So 2 of those, 3, Just 3. Brute Suit, artifact vehicle 4/3 for 3 with vigilance and crew 1. So this mechanic means you can tap any number of creatures you control with total power 1 or more. So the power and toughness are down here. This vehicle becomes an artifact creature until end of turn. 7-Tail Mentor, creature Fox Samurai 2/3 for 4. So when it enters battlefield or dies, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature or vehicle you control. So we've got couple of those, just 3. All right. Storm Rider Spirit, creature spirit 3/3 for 5 with flash and flying. Very vanilla sort of creature, that one. So 2 of those. Nebelgast Beguiler, creature spirit 2/5 for 5. Pay a white, tap. You get to tap target creature. And Serpentine Ambush, instant for 2 until end of turn. Target creature becomes a blue serpent with base power and toughness 5/5. That is a fun little combat trick right there. We've got another Nebelgast Beguiler, another Serpentine Ambush. Okay, so 2, 3 of those. Kill Shot, instant for 3. Destroy target attacking creature. So a couple of those. So those are good removal. We've got another Brute Suit, Fading Hope. Instant for a single blue. Return target creature to its owner's hand. If its mana value is 3 or less, scry 1. So that means look at the top card of your library. You may put that card on the bottom of your library. So scrying is a good way to find the cards you need. So we've got a couple of those. And then lands, we have Tranquil Cove. Enters battlefield tapped. When it enters battlefield, you gain 1 life. Tap it for white or blue. Okay, so multicolored lands are helpful if you have a multicolored deck. We've got 4 of those. And then the plains, let's see how many we have here. So 1, 2, 3, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, that's about right. And then the islands, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 of those. And then a helpful little tip card here, parts of the turn. And attacking and blocking. Alright, so we'll set that aside. And the code card, in case you were wondering, there you go. So play these decks in MTG Arena. Alright, so let's take a look at the starter kit before we move on to the second deck. So the play guide here. So welcome to Magic the Gathering. Tells you what you need, how to set up the game board. Game actions, okay. What are planeswalkers? So we have not come across those yet, but you will pretty quick if you start playing on a regular basis. We've got a glossary of different terms, whole bunch of different terms, so that takes a while to come up to speed. Can be a bit overwhelming, but you really don't need to memorize it initially. And then we've got an FAQ on the back. Alright, next we'll get into this. Looks like a green deck. Wondering, would it be green and red? Because we got our white for that first deck. So let's check it out. We've got Ascendant Pack Leader, creature wolf. Enters battlefield with a +1/+1 counter on it if you control a permanent with mana value 4 or greater. And whenever you cast a spell with mana value 4 or greater, put a +1/+1 counter on Ascendant Pack Leader. So green, you'll find, likes to have beefy creatures. This is a pretty low-end one, but I expect to see some bigger ones as well. Okay, here's our red. So red-green deck. We've got Creepy Puppeteer, another rare. It's creature, human rogue, 4/3 for 4 with haste. Whenever it attacks, if you attacked with exactly one other creature this combat, you may have that creature's base power and toughness become 4/3 until end of turn. Along with Topiary Stomper, creature plant dinosaur, 4/4 for 3 with vigilance. When it enters battlefield, search your library for a land card, put it onto the battlefield, tap, then shuffle. Topiary Stomper can't attack or block unless you control 7 or more lands. And Glorious Sunrise, another rare here, enchantment for 5. At the beginning of combat on your turn, choose one. Creatures you control get +1/+1 and gain trample until end of turn. Target land gains tap. Add 3 green mana until end of turn. Draw a card if you control a creature with power 3 or greater, or you gain 3 life. And Voldaren Stinger, creature vampire warrior, 1/1 for a single red. It has first strike as long as it's attacking, and for 2 and a red it gets +2/+0 until end of turn. And so we're getting a couple of those. Timberland Guide, creature human scout, 1/1 for 2. When it enters the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. And you'll notice there are a lot of low mana cost creatures here, 1 and 2 drops. That is intentional. You want to have like a broad spread of mana values here. So we've got 3, 4 of those. So you can't just put in some like beefy guys or huge cards like this. That would really be hard to cast those early on. We've got Lambholt Harrier, creature wolf, 2/2 for 2. Pay 3 and a red, target creature can't block this turn. So a nice little combat trick there. You've got 2, 3 of those. High-Rise Swordjack, creature elf citizen, 2/3 for 3 with reach. Whenever it blocks a creature with flying, High-Rise Swordjack gets +2/+0 until end of turn. So are we going to get 4 of those? Just 3. Spore Crawler, creature fungus, 3/2 for 3. When it dies, draw a card. Okay, so 3 of those. Mounted Dreadnought, creature vampire knight, 5/4 for 5. So this is a beefy creature. It's going to take you a while to get enough lands out to cast this one. Has Trample. It enters battlefield with a +1/+1 counter on it if an opponent lost life this turn. Okay, so 3 of those. Flourishing Hunter, creature wolf spirit, 6/6 for 6. When it enters battlefield, you gain life equal to the greatest toughness among other creatures you control. So another high-end creature there. That's going to be like a late game sort of play. Witch's Web, instant for 2. Target creature gets +3/+3 and gains reach until end of turn. Untap it. So reach will allow you to get those pesky flying creatures. You got 3 of those. A Braid, instant for 2. Choose one. It deals 3 damage to target creature or destroy target artifact. So some nice removal there. You've got 3 of those. Burn the Accursed, instant for 5. It deals 5 damage to target creature and 2 damage to that creature's controller. If that creature would die this turn, exile it instead. So 2 of those, and then on to the lands. We have Rugged Highlands. It's a land, enters battlefield tapped. When it enters the battlefield, you gain 1 life. You can tap it for red or green. So I'm expecting there to be, only 3 of those. Okay then. And then mountains, we've got 1. Oh, wait, here we go. Here's the other one it was hiding. So 4 of those. Mountains, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. And then forests, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 of those. And then we have the parts of the turn. We saw that earlier. And a code card. If you've been this patient, let me know in the comments if you got it. Okay, so if anyone ever asks, what should I do to get started in Magic? I've been pointing them towards these things. I think a commander deck is a bit overwhelming for a beginner, but you need something really simple here. Like these decks are about as simple as you can get. Very simple mechanics and concepts. And the other bonus is you can unlock them in MTG Arena and play against your friends online as well. So you can do a bunch more learning that way. So let me know in the comments section, did you get started with one of these starter kits? Or maybe you've been playing for years. Let me know. Hope everyone's staying safe and healthy out there. Thanks for watching and have a great day.